Hi, Richard Bailey, Bushby Property Group. Welcome to the May edition of the Invermay video. Monthly video. We've been doing them for a few months now, and I'm absolutely delighted today to be sitting here in Aurora Stadium, and with me I've got Robert Groenewegen, who's the manager of the Invermay precinct and looks after Aurora Stadium, the precinct, and of course Invermay Park. Welcome, Robert.
Thanks very much, mate. Welcome to Aurora Stadium.
Yeah, isn't that great? Isn't it a beautiful day?
Cracking day.
Tell me a little bit about some of the things that have happened over the last 12, 18 months that have sort of made a difference to what we've done here.
Yeah, well, it's been a really busy time for us. We've spent the last probably 12 months upgrading Invermay Park, and that's been a huge project. We're fortunate enough to get 1.25 million from the federal government, and the council added another 800,000 to that, so it was a $2 million redevelopment of Invermay Park, which was much needed.
Which involved?
Well, it involved three elements to it really. It was a completely new surface that we put in there. It's one of the most used recreational areas in Launceston, and the surface was tired, and at times it had been closed because of poor weather. And we really struggled to keep it going, and this allowed us to build a new sand-based surface on it. On top of that, we put some new lighting out there. With how much traffic it gets out there and the amount of use, particularly in winter, we certainly needed lights of a higher standard, so they've gone in. And on top of that, we had to build some pump stations to be able to drain the ground and take the water away. So those three elements sort of added up to about $2 million, and it's been a gradual improvement that we've done on Invermay Park over the last few years, and it's now a great asset for the city.
And just for those interstate viewers, the Mowbray Cricket Club and the Old Launcestonians Football Club use the ground.
Yep.
Directly north of Aurora Stadium where we are.
Yeah, so it's right at the back door at the northern end of the stadium. It's Ricky Ponting's old stomping ground. Ricky plied his trade playing for the Mowbray Cricket Club out on Invermay Park. Look, on top of that, we have North Launceston Junior Footy Club, we have the Northern Tasmanian Football Umpires Association, we have the academy squads for Tassie under 18s and under 16s and under 14s, etc, etc. They all use it. OLs, as you mentioned, and so it's a really, really busy area with North Launceston Juniors having that as their home as well. So it really gets used 7 days a week very often, and even though it was an upgrade that in a lot of people's eyes could see is a lot of money, it's really, really well used by the community.
Now, here in the stadium?
Yeah, here in the stadium, of most recent times, we've ventured into the area of cricket, and so we've got a couple of dropping wickets, which is fantastic. So we plonk them in usually in October each year and pull them out sort of towards the end of January, depending on what our cricket content is. So that's really given us a lot more versatility at the stadium. We keep those under a hothouse conditions pretty much on the bit of land next door to the south, and so it allows us to grow grass obviously in the tough winter months, and we can plonk it in pretty early in the cricket season and get some good use. So that's been a great innovation for us. And of more recent times, we've upgraded our video board or replay screen. So our old one's been relocated to the site of the old scoreboard and replaced that, and the new one's gone in on the Railway Workers Hill and provided terrific clarity, really good quality screen. On top of that, it allows us to be taken away and used in other parts of the city for other events as well. It's very mobile, so it's been a really great addition for us.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it? Yeah. How many people can you fit in the stadium?
Yeah, look, we're about a 20,000 person stadium, so we've got around about just under 14,000 seats, and then our general admission or standing room area in the old parlance is about 6,000. So, and there's about 1,000 corporates within those 14,000 seats. So, be nice to get to that. We've got a pretty big game coming up, the Hawks playing Carlton in July, and we're hoping to really push that maximum attendance in that game.
I was here on Saturday, and although it was a little bit windy, it's a real thrill to be here and watch particularly the kids. I reckon watching the kids run around, they just think it's just the greatest thing.
Yeah, well, the AFL's been really keen to re-engage with the kids, although I will say the community does get pretty good access here anyway. We have junior finals, and we also have North Launceston play as their home ground. So, you know, the community gets pretty good access to the ground anyway, but it's still great to see them running around after the game and the Oz kick at half time. And this ground is owned by the community, so we like to have that real strong sense of it being their ground. They pay for it, it costs a bit to run and maintain, but to have the Hawks in town 5 times a year is just a real godsend for our community and our economy, I might add.
No, it's really, really good. When we finish here, we're going to go downstairs. One of my great uncles actually is in the Hall of Fame, and I'm going to go down and take a couple of shots of that. Robert, thank you very much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. I know you're very busy, but it's really, I know a lot of people will be very interested in the new concepts and the new things that are happening in the stadium.
Thanks very much, mate. It's been a pleasure.
Just on a couple of other things that have happened in the last month. Last month I spoke about the fact that the prices in Invermay have risen a little bit, and we've seen that sustained with the averages sitting around that 230, 240 mark. A few more houses sold over 300, less houses sold under 200. Rental wise, we've seen some really good rental returns. Little place in Cluden Street we've got $260 a week for, and then better places in Forster Street, Taylor Street, $300 up to $340 a week. So really exciting times in Invermay. If you'd like some more information on the suburb, just remembering it's the suburb straight north of the city, walking distance to the city, give me a call. Richard, 0419 386 945. richard@bushby.com.au. Call in and see us. We're in Cimetière Street, Bushby Property Group. See you soon.